Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today's video is very long overdue, and I know I haven't been posting as much as I've wanted to, but YouTube is just very hard, so please bear with me. This is gonna be like my third video upload. So today's video will be about 10 things I wish I knew before I started my fitness journey. So pretty much I started my fitness journey around early January 2017. I was 180 pounds. I was not happy with how I looked. I wasn't happy with how I felt. And I just woke up one day. It was around New Year's Eve. And I just woke up one day and I decided that I was gonna do something about it. So I was 180 pounds. I was about 20 at the time. I'm 23 now. And I just wasn't happy. I always felt tired, I felt sick, and I hated how I looked. One of the comments I constantly got was questions asking me if I was pregnant. Even my mom thought so at one point, because the way I gained fat, I gained a lot of fat in my midsection. So it kind of looked like I was pregnant, but I wasn't. I was just fat. So today's video, I want to talk about 10 things that I wish I knew before I started my fitness journey. And I think these are tips that will help you guys if you're just starting your journey, or you're just hitting some bumps along the road and you may feel like, you know, you just can't get over them. I hope you guys like this video, and if you do, please subscribe, please hit like, and just let me know in the comments if you guys have any questions or what kind of videos you guys want to see, so that like that in the upcoming weeks I can record more content for you guys. So let's begin. Okay guys, so here is my number one. So the first thing, and I think the most important thing that I wish I knew when I started my fitness journey, is that there are thousands of diets out there. However, none of them will work for you unless you're consistent. So I get daily like a lot of questions about intermittent fasting, paleo diet, ketogenic diet, plant-based diets, and so forth. And a lot of people do ask me about which diet would work best for them in terms of fat loss goals or muscle gain. However, my answer always is all diets will work if you stay consistent and if you actually do the work. So, you know, going on a diet or going on a specific path for 4 weeks won't yield the same results that staying consistent and, you know, working out 4 to 5 days a week, following up with your diet weekly for months. You will not get the same results if you just always on and off. So my first suggestion to anybody starting a fitness journey is to try your best to stay consistent. It doesn't matter which path you follow. There are hundreds of great diets out there. Everybody's body reacts differently. Some people work very well on high fat, low carb. Other people, like myself, we need carbs in order for just us to feel better physically and mentally. And any diet will work. You can do your research. There are hundreds of things out there. However, I can guarantee you that without consistency, you will not reach your goals. So that is my number one tip. And it's probably the first thing that I would go back in time and tell myself, because I was at a point where, you know, I wanted a quick fix. And I feel like everybody that starts a fitness journey, that's really what they want, or that's what they expect. They expect that they'll change their habits and just magically, like within 4 weeks, month and a half, 2 months, you're gonna have the body of your dreams. And to be honest, this may happen for 1 or 2 lucky people out there. However, for the rest of us, it does not happen this quick. So stay consistent. You know that everything worth having takes time, but if you stay consistent, I can guarantee you will see results, and you will make this a lifestyle. It won't just be, you know, a quick fad diet that you lose 10 pounds but then you get off and you gain 15. It will be something that will stick with you, and something that in the long run you will make a part of your life. Okay guys, so here's my number 2. One big thing that I didn't understand when I first started my fitness journey was I was confused about what path to follow. So I would like go on social media, or I would go on Google and research things, and there was so much information out there about which diet was best for my goals, which at the time were fat loss, gaining muscle tone, and just feeling better. So the one thing that I would constantly battle myself with was just pretty much going crazy trying to figure out which diet would work and which diet would meet my goals. If I could go back in time, the one thing I would tell myself would be that any diet works as long as you are on a calorie deficit. So there are many misconceptions out there about, you know, going on a plant-based diet and you'll have the body of your dreams. Go on a ketogenic diet and then you'll shed all the fat you want to shed. You know, carb cycling, intermittent fasting. There are so many myths out there about how all of these diets work and how if you just follow them, you'll magically see results. But at the end of the day, the one thing that all of these things have in common in order for you to be successful is for you to be on a calorie deficit. So let's break it down for you guys. What a calorie deficit is, it means you are eating less than what your daily expenditure is as far as just regular bodily functions. So let's say on average, my daily expenditure as far as just burning calories for everyday activities, like when I'm walking my pups, or if I'm cooking, or just walking around, exercising, or daily job activities, as well as just whatever my body consumes just for regular body functions like brain functions and anything else. Let's say that that amount is 2,000 calories. In order for me to successfully see weight loss or fat loss in specific, I would have to be on a calorie deficit. So in essence, this means eating less than what you're burning. So if I'm burning 2,000 calories daily just from everyday activities, and then I throw some exercise in there, and then I might boost up my calorie burning to, let's say, 2,300 calories, which is a reasonable amount for a person that's just starting a fitness journey. That means that I would have to consume less than 2,300 calories a day for a sustained period of time in order for me to be able to burn fat and use that as fuel for everyday things. So with that being said, that is a very important thing, and there are hundreds of diets out there that will work for you, that you will enjoy the food, you will enjoy the energy levels that you feel like you have on it. But at the end of the day, the one thing that all of those diets have in common is a calorie deficit. If you guys are new to all of this and you're struggling, you don't know what your daily expenditure would be for calorie burning, or you're not sure exactly, you know, how many calories you should eat for whatever goals you have at the moment, I do have a calorie calculator on my website, so you guys can check that out. You can go to dariananova.com, and once you're there, if you click on the macro/BMI calculator, you guys can press that button and just pretty much put in all your information, your age, your height, your current activity level, whether you're male or female, and all of those things will be used with a specific scientific formula to let you guys know what amount of calories you would need to eat on a daily basis so that you guys can be on a calorie deficit. So that is definitely my number 2 on the 10 things I wish I knew before I started my fitness journey. Here's number 3. I think the third thing I would want to go back in time and tell myself before I started my fitness journey would be that every fitness journey should be for you. So the reason I'm saying that is because I feel like when I started my journey, it wasn't so much with how I felt about myself, it was how other people made me feel towards myself. So I would constantly let people's comments about my weight gain or about how I looked get to me, and that in a sense decreased my self-worth. But if I would go back in time, I would tell myself to do it for me. So, you know, if you feel like you are being pushed to do weightlifting because that's what's in, but you genuinely don't enjoy it, you shouldn't do it just because it's a trend. You should do it because you like it. There are hundreds of ways out there that you can get fit. You know, if you like dancing, you can do dancing classes, Zumba, hip hop, pole dancing. If you like sports, you can play soccer. You know, there are hundreds of ways for you to be more active gain muscle mass, gain stamina. There is not just, you know, a one-way street to fitness. So if I could go back in time, I would definitely tell myself that this journey is something that I should have done for myself, not necessarily due to any pressure from anybody around me to look a specific way or to be a specific way. With that being said, also, I would also tell myself that once, you know, I started this journey, I should start it for myself and then continue to also do it for myself. So when you start a fitness journey, you may have people around you who do love you but may not support you. So, you know, you may have people that think that you were fine to begin with and you're getting too thin, or you're getting too muscular, or you were just, you know, changing up on them. And you have to keep in mind that this journey has to be for you. You will have people that will have positive attitudes towards it and, you know, will try to cooperate with you. You may have that aunt that is like, you know, oh, okay, so, you know, you're coming over, so I'll try to cook something for you. And then you also may have that family member that you go to their house and they know you're vegan or you're trying to be vegan, yet they'll try to shove meat down your throat. So you will have all sorts of people, but you just have to stay true to yourself and know that whatever you're doing it for you. So as long as you stay true to that, your journey will be a lot smoother than if you don't do so. So that was the next one. So the fourth thing I wish I would have known previously, I may have already gotten into the subject with one of the last ones, would be to experiment. So a lot of people, they start their fitness journey and they start just pretty much in a one-way street, and they become discouraged because they don't enjoy whatever it is that they're doing. Whether it be, you know, you start doing cardio because your friend tells you, oh hey, if you run 6 miles a day for 5 days out of the week, you'll be thin and you'll have the body you want. So for that reason, I would always say to experiment. You know, if your local gym has classes that you can take, do take them, do try things out, till you find something that you feel like it is no longer a drag for you to do. Because when you enjoy something, that is when you will stick to it. So don't just follow trends, and experiment. You know, go to the weight room and see if that works out for you. If you want to try a Zumba class and see if that works out for you, or whether you want to do cycling, or whether you just want to do at-home workouts, do experiment, because like I said, once you find something that you love, you will stick to it and your journey will go a lot smoother. The fifth thing that I would have told myself when I first started my fitness journey, and I feel like I may get some backlash for saying this, but it's something that nobody really discusses, is that supplements do not do magic. So when I started my fitness journey, I did have a lot of influencers that I followed, and I was influenced by them to know by fat burners or BCAAs, and protein shakes and all these other things. And I felt, or I thought at the moment, or let's say I was just convinced at the moment by my peers, that eventually if I kept using these products, they would magically just work and, you know, make me thin and fit and have my body looking like how I wanted it to. And sad truth is, supplements don't work if you fail to do the work. So supplements, in essence, that is all they are. You know, just because you're taking a protein shake once a day but you're not really eating like you're supposed to, you're not meeting your macros, you're not eating for your body type, you're eating junk food, or you're just not eating enough. Just because you're taking supplements, if you're not working out and doing everything in accordance, it does not mean that they will work for you. They are advertised to make it seem like they do, but the hard and honest truth is that supplements are just that. You don't have to feel pressure to spend a ton of money buying things that you probably might not even need in the long run, because all you need is food and exercise. As long as you're in a calorie deficit, you are, you know, working hard every week, you are trying not to stick to the same routine, or you're constantly pushing yourself, whether it be adding more weight, doing more reps, and increasing intensity of your workouts, you will see results. You don't need to buy a protein shake, you don't need to buy any pills, you don't need to buy any fat burners. All you need to do is just eat clean most of the time, because 100% of the time almost no one can do that. And just work as hard as you can, and I guarantee you, you'll see results. You don't need to spend a ton of money, and your fitness journey doesn't have to include nasty shakes and boring pills. So that was the last one. Alright guys, so here is my number 6 for the 10 things I wish I knew before I started my journey. I feel like number 6 would have been perfect for me, and it would have been to know that motivation comes and goes. So you will have times where you wake up and you're super motivated and you know you want to meal prep, you want to go work out, you want to stick to whatever plans you have for your meals. And there will be weeks where you want nothing to do with, you know, following a diet. You want nothing to do with just being fit. And this is normal. It is a part of life. You know, you will have circumstances where school, work, your private relationships, whether it be with family members or your significant other, may get in the way of your fitness journey. And this is fine. You know, nobody is ever just super motivated to get anything done. But what will help you is to establish habits. So little by little, every day you can just start setting small, I call them baby habits, because there's like little tiny tweaks that you start doing every day, and eventually, you know, it's like brushing your teeth. It's just something you wake up in the morning and you do, sometimes without even realizing it, because it's just a habit. So for that reason, setting habits is very important. So whether it be, you know, you get into the habit of waking up 4 or 5 days out of the week and making it to the gym, you know, even when you're not feeling motivated, it's just something that is in your like subconscious, and you will just get it done. So it's something that has helped me a lot. It's something that has helped me like not fall off the wagon for these past I'll say 2 years, and I know it's something that will definitely help you. So do keep in mind, and don't feel bad about yourself if you don't feel motivated all the time. This is absolutely normal, but my recommendation is to always set habits. Habits never go away. Although sometimes you could try really hard to make them, but almost all the time they are there to stay. So small habits like, you know, ordering a glass of water when you go out instead of getting a soda. A habit of walking your dog at least for 30 minutes in the morning so that you can get some exercise, and small things like that that, you know, eventually they'll lead to big results. So that was that one, and now let's move on to the next one. For my next one, this is something that I know a lot of people ask me, and my seventh advice would be for you to always keep in mind that everybody was once a beginner. So I know one thing that stopped me a lot of times from even stepping foot into a gym was the fact that I felt like, you know, I would look dumb. I didn't know what I was doing. I felt uncomfortable because I knew there were people there who were better than me. And this is normal. Everywhere you go, you know, you won't be the person that knows it all. You won't be the person that gets it right away. But you do need to try. Everybody was once a beginner. Everybody once struggled. And unless you actually step foot in a gym or at any other place that you want to start your fitness journey at, unless you make that first step, you'll never be able to reach your goals. So do keep in mind that, you know, nobody is at the gym there to judge you. Everybody's there to work on themselves. That is a place where you'd be surprised, you know, not to call anybody self-centered, but most of the time people are just there and it's like they have tunnel vision. They are just like, you know, looking at themselves in the mirror, checking themselves out, looking at their own form, and they pay little to no mind to other people around them. And for this reason, I do want to encourage you to start your journey and to not listen to, you know, or not pay attention to your subconscious, because most of the time it's always in our heads. You know, when you feel like people are looking at you or you feel subconscious, most of the time they aren't. It's just you're so self-aware that it makes you feel like it's happening. But everybody was once a beginner, and if you need help, you know, there's always people there to help you. Whether it be, you know, you guys run into me at the gym and you have a question, you can always ask me, or your local gym's trainer, or any other person that, you know, you feel like they would know what to do better. You can always ask for help. People at the gym are a lot nicer than they look, and almost all the time they will help you. So don't be shy and just ask for help. Everybody was once a beginner, and nobody has it all down packed when they start. Number 8 for me would be that you don't need to restrict yourself. When I first started my journey, I went about it very wrong. So one thing that I did was I restricted myself tremendously. A lot of people might not know this, but I went vegan like literally cold turkey. I woke up one day and I was like, you know what? I'm not having dairy. I'm not having honey. I'm not having milk. I'm not having meat. And it was just like, whoa. And then I also cut out a lot of foods from my diet. So, you know, I would restrict myself to the point where it was like, I would literally tell myself like, you don't deserve a cheat meal. You don't deserve anything fried. You don't deserve, you know, you don't deserve alcohol. You don't deserve any of those things. And I restricted to the point where I was, I guess, in a sense, abusing my body because I shed weight very fast. And I was doing extreme hours of cardio, which now my knees are feeling it. You know, I was running 6 miles in 1 hour, 4, 5, 6 days a week. I was not eating enough, and then I wasn't enjoying the journey. So one thing I would highly suggest for you is for you to just, you know, enjoy the process. Don't restrict yourself, you know. Don't open the door for disorders like bulimia or anorexia, or, you know, any kind of OCD, and don't let food control you. It is okay to fall off the wagon. It is okay for you to eat foods you enjoy. Everything in moderation is fine. Just, you know when it's okay to have a snack, and know when it's okay to just stop because you know you're full or you have goals to meet. But don't restrict yourself. That's a mistake a lot of people make, and I feel like your journey won't be long lasting. You know, you might do good for 6 months, but then eventually that restriction that you do really messes up your mind. So you will just go back to all your habits, and all of that, you know, hunger or all of those desires to eat certain foods that you've had restricted for so long will all come out all at once, and you can destroy like 6 months of work in 1 month of just binge eating. So for that reason, don't restrict yourself and just take it one day at a time. With consistency and just hard work, you can get to where you want to be. Number 9. So number 9 for me would be that weight loss is not a, you know, straight line journey. I thought in the beginning that if I was just like committed and restricted and worked out, worked hard, did lots of cardio, that I like everything would just happen smoothly. And to be honest, this is never true. You know, there's a lot of things around you that do play a role in your body and the changes you see. You know, for us women especially, like hormones, you know, you can retain like 10 pounds of water weight in a matter of a week. And it has nothing to do with your diet. It has nothing to do with your sodium intake. You know, you're doing everything normally, but hormones just want to make you bloated. Hormones just saying to your body, hey, let's hold on to some water. And these are things that I didn't understand in the beginning. So I would beat up myself a lot. Like if, you know, like if I was 176 and I lost 2 pounds, but then I would weigh myself a week later and I had gained a pound. You know, these are things that just didn't make sense to me. So this is what you have to understand. Your body sometimes just goes through changes, and these things are natural. You know, your weight can fluctuate even 5 pounds daily. That's usually my fluctuation level. Like I can wake up at 8 a.m. and I have nothing in my system, no water, no food, and I'm like 150. And then I will weigh myself, and I've already had all my meals, all my fluids at 10 p.m. and I'm 156. And then I'll wake up the next morning and I'm 150 again. So these are changes that your body just goes through. So just keep that in mind and be kind to yourself. Understand that it's not a just straight line journey. You will have your ups and your downs. You will have times where you'll go out to eat and you may have a cheat meal that you weren't supposed to have, and you may just go through things and you may fall off the wagon for a few days, maybe even weeks. But that's not the important part. The important part is what you do after these situations. So just know if you get back up and if you get back on track, you will see changes. And it's all about what you do when you do fall off. You know, are you just gonna be like, you know, drowning in self-pity and you're not gonna do anything about it? Or are you just gonna try to take control and, you know, maybe take it easier, or see what did I do wrong that it didn't work out the first time. So that's something that I'm really big on now, and that's something I definitely wish I knew back maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And it's something that you guys probably could use something. And last, but probably the most important, because I saved the best for last, is to be kind to yourself. I was very big in the beginning on comparison. So I would constantly compare, you know, whether like I had a friend I was working out with and I'm like, wow, she's seeing results so fast. Like, why am I still fat? Why am I not fit? Why am I this? Why am I that? Or I would just go on social media and I would follow girls who were like super fit, super gorgeous and beautiful bodies, and I would compare myself to them. But you have to keep in mind, we are all different, we are all unique, our bodies react different to everything, and we only have one body. Like, you know, you are you were born a specific way and you're perfectly unique. Like, you know, you're perfectly imperfect. So for you to compare yourself, it's literally you insulting yourself, and that's something that is probably the most important part of just being not even just a woman, a human, is to, you know, have that self-acceptance and to understand that regardless of how other people are treating you, what's most important is how you treat yourself. So always be kind to yourself, don't compare yourself. And this is something that will get you through anything, not just a fitness journey, but anything. You know, if you're being kind to yourself and you're not being hard on yourself, you can get through school easier. You know, you can get through a job that's kind of being difficult, or you can get through anything in life that is just throwing everything off balance. Being kind to yourself is something so important. And what I like to do sometimes is when I'm having a really rough time and I want to be hard on myself, I speak to myself in the third person. So I would speak to myself as if I'm speaking to somebody else. You know, just think of like, okay, if it was my sister I was talking to, what advice would I give her? How would I treat her? And you'd be surprised that we actually tend to treat others better than we treat ourselves. So once you realize that, I guarantee you that not even just the fitness journey, any journey you're on in life will go a lot smoother and the results will be much more rewarding. So be kind, take care of yourselves. Remember that what's here is more important than what's out here. So if your mind is healthy, everything else will flow along with it too. Your mind is very powerful, and what you put out there mentally is what you receive. So that was my number 10. I really do hope you guys love this video. I want to do more videos for you guys. If you guys have any questions, you can leave them down below. And I have everything. I'm gonna tag everything in the video. I'm gonna put some links too. So if you guys are unsure about how to get your fitness journey started, I'm always here to help. You know, my guides can guide you, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or a little bit more advanced. You guys can find them on DarianaNova.com, and my Instagram, don't forget to follow that. It's DarianaNova. I will leave links below so you guys can check them out. Thank you so much, and please subscribe, because without your help, I won't know what content to put out there. So, you know, I don't know if you guys understand this, but YouTube is very hard. So this is why a lot of people do hesitate to upload anything, and I feel like that's what's been stopping me. You know, sometimes you just look at yourself and you're just like, who cares? Like, nobody wants to listen to you. You're just talking in a room into a camera, hoping that, you know, you can help. So for that reason, if you guys love this video, or if you don't like it, you can also comment below and then let me know, you know, what more do you guys want to see from me, and any questions, just write them below. Love you.